Thank you so much for joining us today on our D&H TV episode. I'm your host, Aaron Shelton, and we're very, very happy to have you with us today. I have an amazing cast of subject matter experts from both Cisco and D&H with us. Thank you so much, team, for joining me. We appreciate having you here. Quick intro, if you've been working with Cisco for a while, you probably remember the statement several years ago that they will become a software company. Even I, at the time, wasn't quite sure about that, but here we are. They weren't wrong. In 2024, that came to pass. 51%, and the majority of their revenue moved from hardware to software and services. Hardware still is an incredibly important component, but today we're here to talk to you about licensing and services. These are an incredibly lucrative part of the available business, and it's worth a closer look. Today's subject matter experts will walk us through services, subscription licensing, renewals, and lifecycle specifically. And very importantly, how you as a partner can maximize your upfront and back-end profitability. We have so much to cover, so I want to kick it off very quickly here and jump into our content. First up today, we're going to have Barry. He's on the licensing renewal side sort of thing, and he's going to cover some great information for us. And actually, the product formerly known as SmartNet. We're calling it Cisco Support now. So without further ado, Barry, the floor is yours.
All right. Hey, team. I'm Barry Landis. I'm a distribution account manager for services, software. And I was thinking about the presentation this week. I want to start off with a funny question. What was the last thing you purchased, maybe on Amazon or somewhere, that you really regretted that purchase? Where you got it and you're like, nope, this is going back, like immediately initiate return. My last thing was this measuring cup. So we ordered it. We needed like a 1 cup liquid measuring cup. And it came and it sat in our pantry for like a month until it was time to use it. We used it and then I washed it and all of the measuring lines washed off of the cup. And then I went to return it and it was too late to return. So I'm sitting here with this unusable measuring cup in my office today. So that is the experience that we're trying to avoid with our Cisco support and Cisco software offerings. So start off with a fun stat. So 92% of organizations say the support and services that they receive are now more critical in this AI era. So following up on the measuring cup idea, we're offering a higher functions, higher feature level than we ever have before. And customers need more support and more proactive identification and notification to have a better experience with that higher level offering. So what we're trying to accomplish with our support and our professional services, we're trying to reduce asset management costs. We're trying to increase security and lower the security risks for our customers. We're trying to reduce unplanned downtime, and then also make sure that we reduce compliance audit efforts. So all that, we're increasing our functionality and increasing the support along with it to make sure that our customers have a better experience, case resolution. So with that, we have now rebranded our whole support portfolio under the umbrella of Cisco Support and Cisco Professional Services. And that's all now underpinned by our AI Cisco IQ. So let me break this down in just a few more slides to help everyone come up to speed with the new branding and the new offerings that we have. So previously, our SmartNet Total Care is now under the umbrella of Cisco Support. So all of our solution support, software support, expert care, and asset management has now been rebranded to Cisco Support. And there's 3 different levels of Cisco Support. There's basic, standard, and signature. So you'll have these slides for reference later, but wanted to do a quick walkthrough of what those different levels are. So basic is is that it's just the most basic level of support. They'll have that reactive product support coverage, and then still get access to the new Cisco IQ, but it's not going to be as proactive or predictive as standard and signature. So standard, I think, is going to be the level that you find most people find the most value in. Everything from the basic levels included in standard, and you get quicker response time. And then the AI-powered troubleshooting really starts to pick up there with some personalized learning and recommendations, and then priority case routing too. Signature is for those really critical devices, critical network infrastructure with an even faster guaranteed SLA, a more dedicated, knowledgeable team that's covering those customers with the signature level. And then there's also some like root cause analysis and security vulnerability communications that go out then too. So signature is going to make sure that you have the best experience with your Cisco devices, proactive communication, and really all backed by that Cisco IQ foundation, the AI troubleshooting that's available. So moving through, if you all haven't heard about Cisco IQ yet, it's because it hasn't launched. So I'll talk about timelines in a second, but it's launching actually this week on Friday, and it's going to be really exciting. So all of our whole history with SmartNet has built just this incredible knowledge base about what sort of notifications our customers need to receive and when, really install-based insights, what's covered, uncovered, what service levels do you have, what devices could potentially have a compliance issue with out-of-date software, what's coming up end of sale, end of life, where are my risks in my network, what potentially is configured incorrectly, and then show me that based on the information that you can see in my network. And it's going to be really just predictive, proactive, and personalized to your equipment in your network with that AI-powered troubleshooting. It's going to be a great intuitive interface that you can log in and see real-time alerts, real-time communication based on what you're trying to see, what's under contract, what's coming up when, and how to manage your install base more effectively through Cisco IQ. So stay tuned. Also, all of the previous service levels are still available. You can get response RMA in as fast as 2 hours, 4 hours, next calendar day, next business day, or shipped next business day. So all of the same support that you are used to getting is still going to continue. So in addition to rebranding our support offering, we're also rebranding our professional services offerings too. So everything before that we had AST, Lifecycle Services, all of the solution attached services are now rebranding under Cisco Professional Subscription, Attached, and Transactional. Work with your Cisco account team on any deals that you might have, and they can help recommend which fit is going to be best for that opportunity. So a peek into the timeline, we are the week of April 24th, so super exciting. We are announcing Cisco IQ going generally available this week on Friday. It's been a long time coming. To get more information about Cisco IQ, we have a webinar coming up in May that would be great to participate in, where you can actually see the dashboard, see the demos, and all the different levers available through Cisco IQ. But starting Friday, it will be available to log in and get more information about and play with your own network at that point. The next important date is April 27th, is our official launch date for our Cisco support rebrand. So really important, just the umbrella naming is changing on April 27th. All of the SKUs will stay the same, so all of your quotes won't change. Just that service level description, the high level name of it going to change. So until at least like August or sometime after that. We haven't announced it yet, so stay tuned. Just the umbrella of the service offerings changing. One more really exciting change. We completely changed the requirements needed to sell an enterprise agreement. So wanted to give everyone a heads up. The new requirements to sell an EA are your team needs to complete the buying programs authorization, which is 2 people on your team need to have about 5 hours of training each to get that buying programs authorization. And then you need to have a PVI score of 5 in that specific portfolio that you have an EA opportunity in. So say you have a security EA, all you need to do is complete that buying programs authorization and then have a PVI of 5 in security, and you can sell an EA. If you do have an opportunity and you don't have a PVI of 5, you can leverage the D&H EA as a service offering. The DHTV enabled EA will bring after the call if you do have an opportunity. And then one more note too. So these new requirements just launched March 31st. And if you were previously still going to be able to transact under those legacy requirements until February 1st, 2027. So both models are going to operate in tandem until February 1st. So you can meet the new requirements and sell an EA or still have the old requirements. Either way, if you don't meet any of those requirements, work with the D&H team and you can transact an EA with their DHTV-enabled EA offering. So really exciting, lots of updates. Didn't have much time to walk through that, but we have a few different webinars that dive into each of those different areas. Specifically, if you want more details, there's some success talks coming up in May that dive deeper into Cisco IQ, the service rebrand, and then next steps with EAs too. But with that, I'm going to pass back over to Aaron. Thank you all so much for your time, and we'll catch up soon.
Nice. Thank you very much, Barry. Yeah, so you heard it here first. Cisco IQ is on the way, first of all. SmartNet, of course, is getting a rebrand into Cisco support and some simplified naming convention in there. Honestly, that'll be handy to me. I do like simplification of things. And then very importantly, the EA offerings, the way that you can transact that as a self-certified partner is changing, but we can still cover you here at D&H. So we call that our driven EA program, and that is the EA as a service. If you're interested in that, definitely reach out to us and we can get you rolling on it. It's not a bad process at all. And we hold the certifications on your behalf. So you'll save a lot of certification time. Now with that, so we've talked about support and services. Another important component of being a partner reselling to your customers is making sure they have a successful use of their product. We want to make sure renewals are hit. We want to make sure life cycles of software change from old versions to new. There's a lot that goes into that. And Hannah is just an incredible pro with this as a customer success BDM in that group. Hannah, I want to hand it over to you now.
Great, thanks, Aaron. It's good to be with everyone today. So what we're going to be talking about is specifically the customer success practice maturity. This is an element within the new Partner 360 program, and it's a way to get recognition of building an organization around customer success. And so what I'm going to go through is what this we call it a competency is. It's not a specialization, but a competency. And how your organization might already be participating if you have some of the previous specializations, or what the pathway of investment might look. And so with our typically partners that are doing a investment into customer success, they're usually focusing their team on software and specifically enterprise agreements. So you just heard from the services point of view. And so when we're talking about customer success, partners that are making an investment into an organization around lifecycle Software and EA specifically often have a different cadence than a typical services contract. And so when we talk about practice maturity overall, we're talking about the organizational journey. And so what we're looking for in the foundation in 360 here, where practice maturity lives, is that we're really analyzing and looking at how did you build that organization? Who are those individuals that are serving those customers? How do you identify the projects that you're going to focus on, like enterprise agreements? And then what does that engagement look like? And so customer success, I think it's important we use, customer success. We use the word CX. There's a lot of very similar nomenclature. What we mean by customer success is really the formal discipline within the organization. So we look to the industry best practices and TSIA, where you're really building an organization to be more of a revenue driver, a proactive approach to engaging with customers, and really using insights and opportunities to have different conversations with customers because you've built that organizational muscle or discipline. And so that's what we mean by customer success, specifically in practice maturity. I mentioned that industry best practices. And so in Cisco's customer success practice maturity, we actually prioritize those best practices. So what you will notice in the requirements as we go through that here shortly is that there's certain things that organization should be able to do. And that includes developing customer success plans, which is something that you would create with an enterprise, for example, who want to define what are the business outcomes that customer might need, what kind of KPIs are important, what does success mean? So we would expect that organization or that team should be able to understand how to have that conversation. We'd expect that there would be a way to identify customer projects. There would be ways to track those projects. And so these are the sort of capabilities that teams should have. And we look at it from a sort of people, processes, and tools point of view. Who is on the team? What type of processes or methodology do you have to support how that team works with other roles in your company? And then what are those tools, whether they're Cisco tools or your own tools, that support that business model? So as we talk about customer success practice maturity, we really have 3 levels: basic, intermediate, and expert. And the way to think about this is sort of a left to right perspective. The basic level is for the type of partner that is really starting out to establish their own internal team. And that usually often is the investment of a role called the customer success manager. And that's a dedicated role who's going to look after these sort of life cycle projects like enterprise agreements, perhaps software a la carte types of renewals as well. And so oftentimes this early stage of the organization is we're looking for that organization to meet very early milestones within that growth and maturity stage. And that's what the basic is focused on. We're going to go into that in a little bit more detail on the next slide. As the organization grows and becomes more efficient, there's a larger aptitude around their experience around certain enterprise agreements, that's really where the intermediate level is. And most partners will probably be on either the basic or intermediate level, and this is what we're going to focus on today. And so these are the 2 levels that kind of create a pathway of this is where you start. And for many partners that previously received the customer experience specialization, that they actually align to the intermediate level. And so these are the 2 areas that oftentimes are the highest priorities. They do contribute to your PBI score, and it's an important investment to have recognized within the 360 program. Now, just a little bit of a detailed look in what that first step of the stairs looks like, and that's the basic. I talked about people, processes, and tools, and you'll be able to digest this a little bit when the slides get sent out. So we're looking for you to invest in that key role, a customer success manager. You also have a renewal manager. We're wanting to understand some of your processes, document them to explain how you engage with your customers. And then we're looking for you to tell us which tools support. And those can be tools like Lifecycle Advantage, PXP, Software Workbench. And so what we're looking for is for you to document your practice, and to receive recognition, you actually submit an application, and then we will review that and give you recognition for your practice for this level of maturity. And just to summarize, the last level is the intermediate level. These are for the partner, for those that have achieved the previous customer experience specialization. We're also taking the same people, process, tools approach. However, it's going to require an audit. So you'll actually be working with an auditor. We expect that organization is more mature. And so we ask for more details. And what will happen in this situation is that you'll prepare a slide deck and actually meet with an auditor to achieve or continue to achieve the intermediate level and the benefit that you get in the PVI score. So all in all, practice maturity is really meant to recognize the investment you've already made in this type of team, or to create a pathway of what that investment looks like and how you can support how you perform within the 360 program. Now I'm going to hand it back to Aaron.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Yeah, so this is, we start to bring everything together where you're building your practice and, moving into, other parts of your business with Cisco. Quick housekeeping note too, while we're going here. We do have a Q&A box to one side or my other. Definitely put some questions in there. We're going to have a live Q&A at the end. We'll go through some of your questions, answer everything live that we can. And then certainly visit our resources section as well. We have some very nice links of the topics we're covering today. We'll have the deck available for download in there, and some other documents that'll be helpful to you as a partner. Now with that, we want to move into the data. So we're thinking about our customers, what they're doing, where they're going, but where do we see all that data? And Cisco's tool for that, if you haven't seen it, is PXP. And it's something that's near and dear to our hearts. Sean on our team is a BDM with D&H, is very helpfully put together a demo for us. He's also on this call. He's not talking live right now, but he's on this call. So if you have questions for him, don't let him off the hook. So with that, I'm going to kick over to his demo, and we'll join you back here in just a moment.
Hello, and thank you for having me. My name is Sean Carey. I am a BDM here on the Cisco team within D&H. I did want to explain the elephant in the room. I am recording this ahead of time. I wanted to avoid any potential day of webinar latency issues, but I'm here to do a brief demo of the PXP platform today. But first, I wanted to discuss, we're going to put a link in the chat, and we're going to put a guide on how to get access. But if you click the PXP link and get a single sign-on error, that most likely means that you do not have access. So if that's the case, click into that guide, share it with your Cisco admin. That will give you the steps on getting you into this tool. So hopefully that's helpful for anybody that's running into access issues. But if you're still having trouble, reach out to our team and we'll provide some guidance on how to help. But once you get in, you should hit a landing page that looks similar to this one. This is actually the distribution view, so it might look a little bit different, but it should look pretty similar. The two tabs that I want to talk about today across the top are the 360 Partner Program and then the Sales Opportunities tab. So first, let's kind of hop into the Sales Opportunities tab. You should end up on a landing page like this that has some high-level data around risks and opportunities. But clicking into the Recurring Business tab, I did want to draw your attention specifically to the Service Renew sub-tab. From here, you can filter for different expiration quarters or expiration months. But scrolling down, you can see end user opportunities and what has been renewed and what has not been renewed. So it's a good way to find some renewals data. This can also be downloaded if you wanted to look at this offline or share with a colleague. So a lot of good data here that can be passed out amongst your peers. Another thing that I wanted to talk about while we're on this page is the Hardware Insights tab. From here, once again, you can filter by EOL quarter or LDOS quarter. But filtering on that, you can look at what end users have LDOS hardware out in their environment today. One thing that I've had luck with is pulling this down, downloading this, and having folks send it out to their sales folks. These are people that you most likely already have the contacts for, you own the relationship for. So it's some good talking points, and it gives the sales folks direction on where to go to look into some of those refresh opportunities. So did want to call this one out today as well. But getting into the other portion of what I wanted to show today is the Reseller 360 Partner Program. I want to make sure that everything's cohesive and aligned to your goals on the new partner program. And I think a lot of what we're talking about today is designed to add value to your value index scores. So, a couple sub tabs on this page: scorecard, index trending, index navigator, and index heat map. I wanted to start off with the index heat map. I think that that's where I usually like to start looking at these values. It's a single pane of glass that shows you where you're at in every portfolio. And what I like to do is see if there's anything that's maybe close to the next level. So, for instance, here you have a 7.13. That might be an area that you're looking at getting to a 7.5 in. So you can look and see, okay, my security score is at a 7.13. Let me go back to the scorecard page and see a little bit more detail on that. So this gives you a more concise view on a specific portfolio. In this case, you can see it's security, it's at a 7.13, and then kind of tying it into some of the things that we're talking about today. So customer success practice maturity. If that's a focus for you and an area that you want to grow and develop your practice, that can be a way to enhance your value score here. So you can see you're at a 7, they max out at a 10. That might be an area to focus on. Similarly, for the LCA piece, you can look at these engagement scores. So the onboard and adoption percentages. You can see you're not at a 10 here. So adoption scores might be an area for you to take a look at as well. And then if you want to get even deeper into the specifics, we can toggle over to the Index Navigator subtab. So from here, you can see the specific metrics that make up each category and then where that lands on the index. The reason why that's important is because looking at the metric is the way to grow the index score, and overall the index score applies to your value. So with the example of the engagement scores, you can see for the onboard, you're already maxed out. But scrolling down to the adoption scores, you have 581K available, but $0 that has been moved up the life cycle. So as you move things up the life cycle, the percentage of that dollar amount will land on the index scale and begin to move your overall value score and security. So the last tab that I wanted to take a look at was the index trending subtab. So this gives you a view of where your score is, where it's been, and then how long it'll last for. So in this case, they hit the 7.13, and that's good through July of 2027. That is the last screen that I wanted to show on here, but I did want to encourage you to stick around to the end. I believe that there might be incentive involved with sharing DPV with us and setting up a consultation to develop strategy around your services practice. But thanks again for having me. Stick around to the end and look forward to speaking with you.
But with that, we've looked at product, we've looked at the services, available data, customer success practice maturity. I'm still getting my mouth and tongue around that one. And now we want to look at how we bring it all together with Lifecycle Advantage. It's involving both process and profitability. And Zoe is our expert of the day for that topic. So without further ado, I want to pass it over to Zoe.
Thanks so much, Aaron. I really appreciate I really appreciate the invite of being able to join today's D&H webinar. I'm a digital business development team lead within Cisco's digital customer experience team, and we'll be covering how to use digital tools to bolster and support your customer success and renewals efforts, improve your Cisco 360 PVI, and earn CPI rebates in record time. So let's bring it back to the basics for anyone joining us today that is new to Lifecycle Advantage. Lifecycle Advantage focuses on the customer post-purchase milestones and enables your customers with co-branded, telemetry-triggered email automation, helping you deliver efficient, high-quality customer engagement model to all of your customers. It highlights important milestones on the post-purchase side of our land, adopt, expand, and renew model, allowing you to engage your customers with the right message at exactly the right time, whether that's assisting in initial adoption or simplifying renewals or reminding your customers of key solution features. Lifecycle Advantage is a free tool to any partner to utilize, whether you are basic, intermediate, or expert level in customer success practice maturity. So here is a visual representation of the vital stages LCA offers a co-branded digital guidance and engagement to complement your team efforts and positively improve the customer experience. It's packed with key resources and lead automation built in. It gives you an edge in reducing time to value, whether that's attaching services to recently purchased solutions in the last 180 days with no support coverage, or making personalized recommendations for using key features or connecting them with webinars to better understand their adoption steps. It doesn't just end there either. The program supports your renewals efforts, consolidating their renewal opportunities into a single notification. Plus, it provides your customers with EA support as well, introducing EA Workspace to them and outlines consumption reporting for managing their licenses. The key thing to remember is that LCA is organized into two distinct program areas. For our enrolled partners, the renewals and growth side connects customers to their partners, automatically reminding them of expired and upcoming renewals, both for software and services, adding important automation and key renewal functionality to your customer workflows. These capabilities and notifications are designed to help your growth and increase revenue by increasing upsell and cross-sell options to deliver even more value to your customers. While the customer success side focuses primarily on successful adoption, it enables you to guide customers from purchase to adopt while mitigating potential gap areas. And the outcome is faster stage progression, higher value realization, and increased likelihood to renew for your customers. I'll cover a high-level overview of both sides of the program in today's presentation. So hopefully you have a snack or some water or something to keep going, because there's going to be a lot of great content here. So how the program works is actually pretty straightforward. Cisco does the heavy lifting in Lifecycle Advantage. All you do is enroll and log in to make those decisions on sending opportunities through our journeys, just once per month to review what needs to be sent to which customer contact. You have full control over the customer digital experience by leveraging this program. Cisco then pulls together your preferences and information from CCW, CCWR, and Cisco Ready for Partners, and creates the personalized templates. Then we deploy the emails and provide you with the send results and reporting. So you have the peace of mind and know exactly which of your customers opened, clicked, and you can even see the exact message they received and click all the links in there as well if you want to see what they were seeing as well. It's that simple. The digital email and automation results in the delivery of co-branded, personalized, and relevant content to your customers, enabling faster time to value and the highest quality customer experience at a very critical stage or stages of the customer lifecycle. So Lifecycle Advantage is a valuable tool that provides automated, data-driven customer engagement opportunities. These opportunities are specifically designed to align with Cisco 360 PVIs, helping you consistently meet and exceed performance benchmarks. From a high-level view, LCA supports your business in three main ways. The first one is through actionable data. LCA provides you critical insights into renewals, attach opportunities, and customer success adoption telemetry, so you know exactly where to focus your efforts. The second is with scalability. By using LCA data and digital journeys, you can support and inform your customers at scale, ensuring a consistent experience without increasing manual effort from your team. Lastly, the third way LCA supports your business is in the numbers. Your partner value index can be positively influenced by the proactive steps taken in Lifecycle Advantage. As I mentioned, utilizing LCA will be a big factor for improving PVI. We know partner value index is built across 4 categories: foundational, capabilities, performance, and engagement. However, performance and engagement are where LCA can really have the most influence and impact. So let's discuss those ones. In the performance category, Cisco is looking at your annual contract value growth and total contract value growth year over year. In the engagement category, Cisco is measuring deals completed onboard and deals completed adopt. Also for this category, Cisco 360 factors in your on-time renewal rate specifically in the services portfolio. These aren't just checkboxes. These are key levers that increase your profitability in PVI, something that you can control and scale with digital. LCA allows you to increase both categories easily and effectively. The key thing to remember in these digital resources and programs is that they already exist and are ready for you to utilize them. Excellent insights and data is waiting for you in PXP and LCA, all systematically helping you to reduce risk and work towards a preferred partner Cisco status. Speaking of key insights, let's take a look at the Lifecycle Advantage customer success side of the program. You're officially well supported with the insights in LCACS, as we have 37 use cases available for you to track and follow along with your customers' progress. Noting not all of the use cases are CPI eligible, but they will provide you with very full coverage for your overall customer experience needs and objectives. There is one CPI adopt eligible use case, foundational networking and security for Meraki, that was just recently added this month into LCA as of Thursday, April 9th. So we're continuously working toward our goal of providing you with full visibility across all CPI eligible use cases along our supported portfolios. We have additional use cases on our roadmap to be added into LCACS, so we'll inform enrolled partners as soon as those are released. Now let's take a look together at what you would see when you're logged into LCACS interface and discuss navigation. At the top toolbar, you have the Customer Success tab, as LCA supports renewals journey motions in a separate tab, like I mentioned, and a Settings tab to manage your overall program settings. That's where you would go to add your partner value statement or change some contacts, whoever you want to be notified of the renewals notifications or customer success journey information. We encourage partners to utilize the customer success data that's available to you here in a way that best suits your needs. So we offer a download and upload option to view, edit, and organize your data. You'll see that those options are available on screen now. You also have the ability to use the search bar to locate a specific customer account. A quick pro tip is to use a CR party ID that's available to you in Funds Manager to search for a specific use case. Just type in the CR party ID, and this is important. Click on Accounts and Parties option right below the Quick Filters section and next to the word Accounts to locate any matching use cases for that CPI opportunity. Now, if you're interested in slicing and dicing your customer accounts, searching by specific fields like telemetry and available or by the assigned CSM, those are maybe those are some that are missing contact information. You might want to prioritize those so you have those quick filters available to you, or advanced filters, depending on what you're looking for. Here's an example of what you'll see under one of your customers in LCACS for the use case Network Security Analytics, which was recently made CPI eligible. Noting you'll see the current stage of the customer based on the exit stage criteria they have completed to date and whether there's telemetry flowing under intent. In this case, we can see that it says active inferred by telemetry, where the orange arrow is pointing and the blue arrow indicates the customer is also receiving co-branded digital guidance based on their current stage. One vital benefit for partners who use LCACS is the detailed stage exit criteria for customers with digital customer consent, or DDC, or DCC is what we call it, digital customer consent. If DCC is accepted, this data is shown on the right-hand side of the screen in the dark blue box you can see there. If the digital consent is not accepted, you'll still receive the high-level information on the left, which is included in the light blue box, but not the specific details on the right. As you can see, the telemetry for this example was last collected on March 16th. Digital customer consent is accepted, and we can tell from the information provided that the customer has logged into their console at least 4 times in the last 30 days. It actually shows that for this customer deployment, which is indicated by the customer reference ID, they've logged in 25 times in the last 30 days and have moved into the engage stage successfully, We encourage you to leverage this information to guide your customer through exit stage criteria that applies to their unique scenario and to add your customer contact details to empower them with telemetry-driven, co-branded guidance, stage by stage of their adoption journey. As a reminder, Funds Manager is your go-to location to see and select your CPI opportunities for adoption, track earnings, and payments. Lifecycle Advantage Customer Success is the best place to view the detailed insights on your customer stage, leverage digital customer guidance, and identify how to close your CPI opted-in customers, how they're doing, and if they're completing their stage exit criteria. To close this section before moving on to the renewal side, we recommend that you should be both using Funds Manager and LCACS effectively together to have more complete visibility to monitor and progress your customer adoption. Now let's take a look together at the renewals and growth section of Lifecycle Advantage. It provides you with the ultimate toolkit where you can engage customers proactively up to 180 days in advance of their upcoming renewal. If you're not leveraging digital customer engagement for free in Lifecycle Advantage, you're currently letting Cisco guide your customers from the back seat of your car, having no ability to determine which notification types are sent. Without these critical co-branded touch points, your customer could be sleeping away in the passenger seat and not gaining any real value from what they've purchased when it comes time for their renewal. We encourage you to take the wheel and even control the radio, since you know your customers better than Cisco does. We recommend that if you're not already amongst the 7,000 partners leveraging this program globally and benefiting from digitally engaging with your customers proactively, plus the 20-point higher renewal rate improvement on average, by taking hold of that customer engagement steering wheel, it's time that you do. We really want to help you in improving your Cisco 360 PVI through digital engagement. And this is how you do it. So here's a peek at the digital renewal journey. As mentioned, these notifications are designed to be timely and relevant. As you can see on screen, they've certainly evolved to be even more personalized over time. Gone are the days of sending one notification for everything without adjusting the message accordingly for the customer to fit their unique renewals landscape. The key component to remember is that the closer to the expiration date, the more action-oriented and high urgency the notifications will appear. Note, as you can see here on screen, these messages are still giving them a really comprehensive view of their upcoming renewal landscape, but with a more personalized and custom feel. Another enhancement we provide is our auto renewal section that indicates to the customer exactly what's set to auto renew and when, and then advises them to contact your teams directly to kickstart planning early. So let's discuss the monthly renewal opportunity review. This process guarantees the right information reaches your customers at exactly the right time. So how the workflow works is pretty simple, but here's a quick summary. Lifecycle Advantage will notify you via email as soon as your monthly opportunities are available for review. To make sure these notifications don't hit your spam folder, please whitelist the address lifecycle_advantage_amare@path.cisco.com. Once notified, you generally have 5 business days to complete your review. You can perform this review in the way that fits your renewal landscape best. Using option 1, you can log directly into LCA dashboard for an interactive experience. If you have 10 or more upcoming renewals, we do recommend that you use option 2, which allows you to download an Excel file, make your updates, and upload it back to the system. Last thing to note, we strongly recommend providing verified customer contacts for your accounts. This ensures the highest possible success rate for email delivery. So you're not just relying on Cisco's contacts, you're verifying your customer contacts yourself. Let's take a closer look together at the useful columns indicated in your review file. These are all aimed to help you be prepared to guide your customers through a more seamless renewal. You'll see in column X, there's an option to include or exclude the quote from being included in the notification. Noting we mentioned this is non-guaranteed list price sample pricing in the customer notification, and they should defer to their selected partner for any updates or changes to the pricing. Also included are other useful fields like your Cisco quote number, which is hyperlinked to take you directly to your Cisco quote in Cisco Commerce, where you can make edits or modifications before sending it out. In addition, we include your quote price protection end date and distributor name as well. As if it's an auto renew subscription type, we let you know. We say it's auto renew. We also say if it's an auto quote or a manual quote, which is really useful. Allowing you adequate time to cancel anything that's set to auto renew is a key feature and function that our partners are really appreciative of. If you have any customer emails with bounce back status, meaning that they weren't delivered successfully or they were undeliverable for a different reason, like they unsubscribed, we also notify this to you as well in the file. You have contract and subscription details in column AM and the quote type, like I mentioned, as well as the expiration date for that line item. Now, one big highlight that you have visibility into is the quote type, which we'll jump into with a little bit closer detail. Auto quotes are designed to provide greater efficiency and improve your turnaround time for quoting opportunities for your customers, but you're also being rewarded for leveraging auto quotes for Cisco support renewals from now until July 25th. I believe that says July. Yep, it says July 25th. Sub 2-year incumbent auto quotes under 50K will have an additional discount applied. You don't want to miss out on any promotional pricing, so we recommend you take advantage of this long tail auto quote opportunity by leveraging the eligible auto quote details available to you and the auto quotes that are available to send to your customers. On the topic of automating renewals, here is a closer look at the customer view, indicating their expiring opportunities, expired renewals, and their subscriptions or contracts that will auto-renew soon, all co-branded and consolidated in one notification, keeping you top of mind with your renewals team contact details indicated in all of these notifications. If you do decide to include a valid CCWR or CCW quote in your notification, the primary call to action here is for the customer to click the view quote button. And the secondary call to action is to reach out to their selected partner to make any changes or adjustments to their subscription or contract service levels, which routes them directly to you. If the opportunity is auto renew, the customer can easily leverage the cancellation workflow available to them, which provides their details and reason for cancellation directly to you to place the cancellation with your selected distributor. After hitting the View Quote button, the customer will navigate to renew.cisco.com, where they can view their expiring, recently expired renewal opportunities, as well as active contracts. This page will be displayed with your company logo as well, feeling like a consistent branding experience from your customer from email to landing page. Your customer will have the ability to submit their intent to buy or request for quote if they're viewing any opportunities that don't have quotes created for them just yet. Both of these request types use the magical power of automation and are routed directly to your commerce automation contacts that you designate in your program settings upon registration. We also have an optional add-on capability for eStorefront available. Should you have a third-party vendor in mind or already have a checkout function and feature on your website, we can step in and basically integrate our APIs with you to allow for on-site checkout functionalities or integrate, like I mentioned, with your own website checkout functionality. Now let's look at some of the customer feedback or intent to buy comments we've received over the years. Two key themes that are echoed clearly and resoundingly to Cisco are that customers are seeking greater simplicity in their interactions and prefer to have more digital, intelligent, self-serve experiences wherever possible. The number one way customers want to be notified is via email, with the ability to speak to a renewal specialist for their chosen partner. As you can see from some of the comments, it also provides customers with the ability to communicate any deadlines on their end, or when they need to have a renewal completed by, or which PO to utilize. So we get a lot of really useful information through those submissions from customers that I think you'd find useful as a partner. Now you may be asking, what are the benefits of using digital to support our customer adoption efforts outside of the increase in IQRR from the renewal side? And the answer to this question is a simple one. Digital engagement drives more customer adoption at a faster pace. Aside from the 20-point average improvement in renewal rate alone by sending digital renewal notifications, if we look at a subsegment of customers and compare those who are digitally engaged to not digitally engaged, we see a 21-point increase in customers with ARR, annual recurring revenue, in green, representing the adopt, optimize, or renew stages. And we also see a notable decrease in the ARR in red segment, where the customer is stalled in either purchase or onboard. Another noteworthy finding in our Cisco research is the higher impact from when customers engage in more than one channel. In our FY24 study, we found that firewall customers benefit from well-rounded multi-channel customer experience, with customers who attend at least one webinar having a 0.7 increase in renewals. And just engaging in the digital guided journey resulted in 14 points in their renewal rate of an increase. This is further supported by our FY25 study on Catalyst Center, which looked at each individual touch point and its impact on renewal rate. The onboard email in this journey showcased a 12-point increase in renewal rate when sent to the correct customer contact and the customer clicked on the resource. So this number increases exponentially when the customer engages with the Cisco community or attends at least one expert insight series session or customer webinar. Our metrics across the board clearly demonstrate how digital engagement contributes to faster customer adoption and higher likelihoods of renewal. Now, the good news is that you don't have to do all of this without a tool belt of stacked resources. We have a self-service hub available for you, complete with training guides and videos. You can also view or review any of our customer digital playbooks, which outline all of the co-branded emails and key actions associated with the journey. Plus, we have a contact us form where we can answer your key questions, troubleshoot any problems, and ensure you get connected to video content or guides. Since we covered a lot of content on a lot of topics today, there are several links with even more resources available for you to explore. We'd be happy to get you this slide with a list of resources. I believe they're going to be sent out following today's webinar. And with that, I'll pass things over to Aaron from our D&H team. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Zoe. That was a great presentation on the LCA services. So there's all those links that she showed you. They are available in our deck. We're going to have that in the resource section over here. If you need a copy of the presentation, we'll give you that as well. All those links are live, so you can get to the information that you're looking for. But to really sum things up in this, Cisco's giving you tools to view your customers' engagement and success with their product. They're incentivizing you to help move through provisioning, product setup, monitoring, and so on. And the end result is a customer running a product that they see as valuable, and they will want to renew it. And not only that, they'll know when the renewals are coming. So much wonderful information there. And again, another dashboard that Cisco has provided that you don't need to build on your own. These things are here for you as a partner. Now with that, we want to move into D&H's side of things. We have Sam and Kim, both from our License and SmartNet team. And they have some great detail about how to contact us and some of the services we provide from our side. One of our goals is to help make your job easier as a partner working with Cisco. And with that, Kim, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Aaron. Hello, everyone. My name is Kimberly Meyer. I am the Senior SmartNet Specialist on the D&H team. I've been with D&H for 10 years, and all of that has been on the Cisco team. What we'd like you to take away from this slide is the way to contact us and to know that we are here, ready, willing, and able to assist you with all of your Cisco renewals. That's what we're here for. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my fellow senior Samuel, and he'll show you some follow-up activities that you can take care of. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. And my name is Samuel Kilcrease. I've been with D&H for 3 years, all of that on the Cisco team. Started off as a refresh specialist, went to hardware, and now I'm on the SmartNet side, so I'm a little bit well-versed around the horn. And before that, I came from a reseller just like you guys for 10 years, so I've definitely got the experience being in your shoes. But right now, I'm going to talk about the attendee exclusive promotion. You have to do 3 things. That's it, just 3 to get the $100 D&H account credit. One is to attend this webinar. So, hey, guess what? You already did that part. But if you watch it on demand as well, within 7 days, you can get credit for it. The second thing is to grant the DPV access to D&H. So if you've already done that, you can check that off. But if you haven't and you need help with that, you can reach out to Driven at dnh.com. One of our BDMs can definitely help you out with getting the DPV access to D&H. And then number 3, again, reach out to the D&H Driven team to schedule a call to discuss the PXP, the DPV, the LCA, the Driven EA, and also the new SMB and mid-market competency. So get a meeting set up, again, within 7 days, and you'll get that $100 D&H credit. So, I mean, you can knock 2 and 3 out with just one action. But yeah, but with that, if you have any questions or anything, let us know. But I'm going to turn it back over to Aaron.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sam. I do appreciate it. And thank you, Kim, as well. If there's 2 email addresses to remember from this, it's SmartNet at D&H and Driven at DNH.com. Both of them there to help you. Driven is more the partner program side of things. And of course, the SmartNet team handles the licensing and services and everything there. With that, we're going to move to Q&A. Please, we do have some questions waiting here for us, but if you have any other questions that are coming to mind, throw those in there and we'll answer those as much as we can before we jump off this webinar today. But the first one, Zoe, let me send this one over to you. Is there a cost for the Lifecycle Advantage services that you talked about?
Great question, Aaron. Thanks for that. So there is no associated cost. We really encourage partners to jump into the program. There's no downside really of joining the program. You just get access to customer telemetry data and that ability to determine as well exactly which customers are receiving which notifications that are co-branded.
All right, thank you. Another good question here. Barry, Hannah had to jump, but I think you know this one. You've been involved with some of this process too. But with the audit of the customer success practice maturity, what kind of feedback does a partner get from that? What should they expect?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think a lot of it depends on which level that partner is and what they're going for. But some of the feedback I've seen is just lining up your practice to best practices across the industry. Like, hey, this is what we've seen work really well with other partners and what you might want to think about implementing. Changes to how you track success, recommendations on headcount and what your tool might look like. If a tool is something that you're looking to invest in at the advanced level, some successful options that you might want to consider. Yeah, just people, practice, processes, and depending on what level you're at, how to get to the next one too. So yeah, okay. I think on that one, it would be good if they want to follow up specifically, we could take a look at what they have in place now, if they're getting ready for an audit, because I know the D&H team has had to go through an audit as well. So just to bounce some ideas off of our team before you get to that point, or, if you're interested in getting to that point, we could help you prepare for the audit as well. So it's kind of like
wonderful. All right, yeah, that sounds good. And we did go through an audit ourselves, and it was nice to see not only positive feedback, but some of the feedback was, you're doing this well, but this is one thing you should consider adding on. So there was actually something constructive that came out of it as we were developing our practice. So very good there. And actually, Barry, a comment and a follow-up. A weighted vest was suggested as an item that they bought that they were left them underwhelmed. And then the follow-up question is where not to buy a measuring cup that disintegrates, please.
That's funny. It's the Amazon thing. And then, I don't know, for whatever reason, there wasn't that many options for a liquid 1-cup measuring cup.
Yeah.
Funny. Walmart had the Anchor brand, though, and that's the one that we are using currently.
Those are solid. I can second that one.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Sorry.
Let's see here. Sean, let's jump this one over to you. Will customer success practice maturity help my PVI score?
Yes, absolutely, it will. So depending on which level you're going for, the basic is 0.62, intermediate is 0.87, and then the expert gets you 1.25. And that's towards your overall score, and that goes across 5 of the different portfolios. So definitely very valuable to your overall boosting of PBI score there.
Yeah, all right, thank you. I think that's been one of our favorites to recommend as something that can boost a score quickly. Black belt would be another one. And kind of along that line, I'll answer this one. We do have a question. This partner has a new senior network engineer on board. How do we get him up to speed on the Cisco product now with the new brand and all of that? And I would say, if you haven't experienced it, Cisco's Black Belt training platform is fantastic for that. We'll follow up with a link for that. And we can potentially include that in our follow-up email as well. But it is a free service. You can go in as a technical person, say, I want to do technical tracks. You can have your salespeople go in and do sales tracks, and it covers the gamut of the architectures. It's something that my engineering team uses on a regular basis. I'm in there all the time, and just a very, very good resource. There's also Cisco University if you need something that's more of a paid service and working towards, professional certifications or renewals. That's another good resource there, and we have so much more. So definitely reach out to us for that. If you're looking for that sort of information, reach out to Cisco Engineering at D&H, and my team of engineers have been through it all. We can help you through it too. And I think we have one final question. Oh, one more came in here. Let's see. So I'm hoping you might be able to answer this one. What's the success rate of the lifecycle usage in public sector? Just wondering, as the government, do they have any way to procure good things?
So I can try to just add a little bit of from Lifecycle's utilization and how it works for government or federal use. So we basically see digital customer consent is a lot less utilized if it's a government specific entity. However, we've received partner feedback over the years, and what we've done is we've changed it from being not just headquarter locations, but you can access the visibility from a variety of different sub-segments, if that makes sense. I want to make sure that I'm being very clear. You can do GU level, which is global ultimate, but you can also do headquarters in a normal of scenarios, or site level access visibility. So we've tried to kind of work with partners with what they need based on the feedback we were receiving from government, basically saying we can't provide full visibility across everything. For digital customer consent, it can be limited to install base or telemetry or both. So they can get really specific with what level they are allowing you access into. Hopefully that answers a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, that's incredibly helpful that it can be broken down that much. I didn't realize it was even that granular. Thank you. And then it looks like our last question here. Sean, back to you. Who should I reach out to if I need to talk about PXP?
Yeah, so reach out to our team, the Driven team at dnh.com. I mentioned it earlier, but I think I forgot to say where. So dnh.com/driven, we do have a series of on-demand trainings called the Cisco 360 Accelerate Video On-Demand Training Series. So a lot of good content on there about, how to get access to it, how to do walkthroughs of it, and things like that. That's if you wanted to do it on your own time, that's always available, and you can do it there too. But definitely, we're here, happy to help. Just email our team, driven@dnh.com. We'll schedule something, hop on with you, and go through it. So yeah, reach out to our team, and we're happy to help.
All right, thank you, Sean. They do a fantastic job too. I've sat in on some of their reviews, and they'll go through all sorts of information with you. There's definitely a lot to be learned, and there's a lot to look at. So sometimes it's overwhelming, but they'll help break down the key points that you want to look at. I want to thank all of my, all my wonderful people here that have joined me today as fellow panelists. Your information is invaluable, and helps us support our partners, and our partners, we love supporting you. It's what we enjoy doing. That's why we're here. So I want to thank you as well for joining. And until next time, have a good one.